Oh. Oh, why has it done that? Hey. Okay. Flickering for you guys? How do I make it stop doing that? That's the wrong button. Keyframe frequency. Yeah, no shit. Is it flickering for you guys? Sound off in chat. Did I just fix it? Wait, what happened? Did I just fix it? Oh well. Well, if it flickers like that again, y'all let me know. What flicker? Okay, good. Good, then it's gone now. Or maybe it was just on my end, but my whole... it was just the live stream window was flickering something awful. Well, obviously if you don't see it, then it's fine. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Technical difficulties all around. Hello. Anyway, with that, crisis averted. Hello. Hi. If you hear a fan in the background, I have to have it on. It's like 90 degrees out, and I've been fucked before I don't have a fan on. So, get used to it. Oh, the anthem of July. Even though it's only June. God, I hate summer. Alright, as the title and thumbnail would suggest, I'm gonna go, anti-aligning. As the thumbnail and title would suggest, I have added my Sona and Fursona, all in the same folder, and the same character, to ArtFight. I'm working on a side-by-side ref, if I can get my damn nose right, for the website, and we'll be working on ArtFight stuff probably up into the day. Look forward to that, because we have finished the comic work for this season. The comic is by no means over, so if you're concerned about that, don't be. You guys hear me alright? Like the opposite of Flynn Rider. I'm sitting there like, I just can't get my nose right. I'm looking at my own damn ref sheet too, right beside it, and I am. Okay. Maybe? Maybe. Is that it? Who knows? As long as it looks Jewish enough without being a stereotype, that's the correct proportion. Ain't nothing like a funky beat. I had that song stuck in my head. It may have something to do with the fact that I listened to it like 5 times in a row this morning. But hey, I rediscovered that old song, and it's a good one. It's called Ain't Nothing Like a Funky Beat, and it's from Lethal League Blaze. Oh my god. I've never played the game, but I've seen footage, and it's like, oh, that looks so fun. That, and the music is a bop. The music is just good. It's good. Makes my brain go brrr. Ain't nothing like a funky beat. Ain't nothing like a funky beat. Give me one of them funky beats. Who needs coffee when you have funky beats? Answer? Me. I look sad all the time. Hold on. Do I have a sad face? It's following the shape of my eyebrows. Do I have sad eyes? Do I have a sad puppy face? Is that why no one takes me fucking seriously? Do I have a sad puppy face? I don't have a mirror. I know I have a downturned mouth, but that's just because my lips are so damn big. Not to brag, I got made fun of for it. Alright, let's... I have a reflective surface nearby. Let's try to follow the... Alright, we got the... nose. Here. Eyebrows. On fleek. Epic. Oh, mine actually arc up a little. Yeah. We got the Dragon Ball Z eyebrows. Look at them funky beats. You know, oh my god, despite being a brunette, I'm trying to say. My eyebrows are actually kind of light. Which is funny because my oldest sister is a blonde, and she's got brown eyebrows. might think that she bleached her hair, but she in fact did not. Rosif. Alright, what is going on? That made it worse. Are you gonna quit with that now? That flickering is uncalled for. Disappointed with my own software. I am so sorry, guys. If you see any screen flickering and whatnot, yell at Streamlabs, because I don't know what's going on. I haven't noticed it doing that before. I've only seen it now. Ah. That ain't an accurate jawline on my account, but... Whatevs. Out the pistol. There. And once again, astray, my power over grows stronger, and though you turn from me, the lands behind, the phantom of the opera is inside. And I'm out of coffee. Wonderful. Terrific. Hopefully, I have a lifetime supply of monster. Not a lifetime. Probably the next 3 months. If I pace myself. I don't know. With ArtFight coming up, I might be drinking these religiously. Hello, heart palpitations. First sip always bites the hardest. I love it. I love it. I don't care. Alright, I'm gonna have to add a pitch layer because I forgot to do the clothes because I'm a silly goose. I dream again. Now, I have a predicament, cat. Because nah, you can stay over there. In real life, I have quite the trunk. Do I actually draw my real figure? Because this ref sheet that I've given myself is definitely not my real figure. I am quite round. Which isn't fat shaming. I just am not really comfortable putting my real figure on the internet. Not a fat shaming thing, it's just a privacy thing. And you know, I plan to lose it. So, anyway. But, you know, representation is important and whatnot, and... I mean, you can already tell I'm plus size because I draw all of my characters in, bootcut jeans. And apparently skinny people hate bootcut jeans. I don't know why anyone else would hate bootcut jeans. They're like the best cut of jean, if you ask me, aside from bell bottoms, because, you know, the 70s. Oh wait, when were boot cuts a thing? Was that a 60s thing? I remember they wore them a lot on Star Trek, and it made me laugh. They had capri boot cut, and it was, capri bell-bottom jeans, and I was like, ah, I love it! Because my calves are so freaking huge. It's not just fat, because for me, you know, autism, I walk on my toes a lot, so my calves are built like a big side of beef. Yeah, that's good. And one. Whoop. Can you? Okay. I haven't seen any version of the Phantom of the Opera. I will say that, admittedly, I have never seen any version. I've only seen reviews and listened to the song. But god dang, is that just... I'm kind of mad I'll never see it on Broadway. Genuinely disappointed I'll never see Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. However, not gonna ruin my life if I don't. I know everyone romanticizes the relationship between, what's her name? Christine? And the Phantom, even though it is very predatory in nature. But, whatever. People like their Beauty and the Beast version, even though the Beast and Belle had a much healthier relationship. I don't care what anybody says, it was not Stockholm Syndrome. People who say people who say that Beast and Belle had a Stockholm Syndrome relationship don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is. That's a fact! You can quote me a lot. Cinema Therapy agrees. Not Stockholm. They even argued that the Beast is the one that had Stockholm Syndrome. How was y'all's weekend? Mine was stressful. I was dealing with, without getting too much into it, I was dealing with a bit of an infection, and I had to take care of it. It's just, and I'm still feeling the effects of it. I just, Not fun. Okay, this face shape is kind of fucking junk. Alright. Hang on. That is not the shape. That is not the vibe. No. Well, even that's not quite the proper schnoz. I just can't be bothered. I'll just move my mouth a little. There we go. Who's gonna notice? Alright. There is neck. Back it. Back it? Yeah. Wait, no, hold up. The elbow's actually here, so that means... Okay. Always double check. We're going for a loose peace symbol, I guess. Maybe a loose finger on. I have no idea what this is, but it's a pose I do all the time. This one can be more relaxed, and then for Rune Bunny, we can do a more dramatic arm pose thingy. Whoops. What is hands? What are hands? What is life? Is it nothing more than the endless search for cutie mark? Uh-oh. 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 I just... Fuck me. Why do I always do this? Why do I always do this with my main character design? Okay, so the problem here is the gloves that Rune wears is a very dark gray. It's not the same gray as her jacket, and it's not the same almost black as her shirt. But it is close enough. It's like different by like a few pixels. Right there, let me pull those out. It's very minuscule in its differences. But they're just close enough. And with the pose that Madame is in, jacket, glove, shirt. Gray, gray, gray. Fuck my life. C'est la vie. Or as my grandmother would say, c'est la guerre. If you don't know what that means, look it up. I am not a dictionary. Sorry. I do have some French in me, believe it or not. I do have some French. Somewhere. Probably somewhere buried under all my fuck you energy. If my arms are pale, that'll help break up the gray blob. Like, last design I had, Rune had brown armbands and like a brown corset, and I posed with my arms folded because that's how I sit a lot. Like, you want to see the exact pose that I assume whenever I'm standing anywhere? Like, my default pose. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I know exactly where it is. Here. Unironically, I assume this position all the fucking time. So when I drew Old Rune in this pose, I was like, yes, I sit like this a lot. This will be perfect. And then I realized her armbands are the same color as her chest plate. Just, god damn it! Why do I always do this to myself? So I had to, like, give it the line art, glitchy outline to help break up the silhouette. Not break up the silhouette, to break up the blobs. And it was just, ah! Assume this position a lot. In ArtFight news, they announced the date when they're going to have that live stream announcing the themes, and I'm on pins and needles because I like to have custom thumbnails for my posts so I can look back on my attacks and see, oh, this year I was with this team, and look at the art, look at my art difference, and then this year this is from a different year. You know, like, just by looking at the thumbnail I can tell what year it was. It's not going to take me too long to put together those thumbnails. It just might take me a minute to choose a team. I kind of want fossils and crystals because I've never seen that theme before. I really like that. You know, of course I would love a space theme something, but last year it was Stardust and Seafoam and Stardust and Stars and whatnot. We already had that, and it's too close. I would like either something with forests, but not like bloom and gloom, because that was like 23's. It was the first year I joined. I was Team Gloom because purple. So if it's gonna be a similar theme, I really hope they choose different names, or it's like very different enough that's not close enough to. It's not a tangent, but it's close enough to be taken as one. Now that's. Hang on. It's just different. If I. There we go. Same with this one. I really hope that um, the teams are fossils and crystals, because it'd be really funny, because then I could maybe finally get my sister to join ArtFight, because so she could be Team Fossil and I'll be Team Crystal. I like crystals, and she likes crystals too, but she's the archaeologist of the family, so it'd be like, hey, Team Fossil, hey, even though that's paleontology, but you know what I mean. Dirt. I'm just gonna grab Human Runes colors right now, because I'm gonna have to switch to for bunny rep, and I don't like switching back and forth. This, that, everything else is the same color. Rabbit. That's why I'm having trouble. I found my old screen glasses that I haven't worn in years because I switched monitors. But I just took them off. I was like, oh, that's why my vision's fuzzy. I don't need a prescription. I used to, but then my glasses broke, and then I was like, you know what? It'd be too expensive to try and get them replaced, so I'll just go without glasses. And I've been doing that ever since. I don't recommend it if you actually need a prescription, but I really didn't. It was solely just for reading and whatnot. But there comes a time in your life when you just say F it, you know? I hope no one has started gathering ref sheets for any of my characters yet, because I just realized I should redo a few of them. So if you're one of those people that gathers ref sheets like in May, rip, because I need to redo a few of them. Especially Jackie, my other rabbit OC. I am thinking of adding a few more characters, but I've already added quite a few this year, and I want to be able to keep up. But eventually, I'd like to have the entire cast of my furry OCs on ArtFight, because furries are fun. Okay, her eyes are big. She's a rodent. Not a rodent. Rabbits are not rodents. Found that out recently. They're lagomorphs. The fuck? I honestly thought they were rodents because of the teeth thing. But apparently, the teeth thing isn't enough to make you the same family. Who knew? Scientists are whack. That was graceful. build monster on my shirt. Ah. Alright. What the f- I'm okay. There we go. Wait. I wish it would stop doing that. Like, I'm trying to have this pixely style, but every time I transform and, like, just to tilt it, it adds all these extra pixels, and I don't know how to make it not do that. It's very annoying. Game's bitrate's higher. We recommend you what? Didn't update or anything, so it shouldn't be extremely. Well, there's nothing I can do. If it's a flickery mess, I apologize. There's nothing really I can do. It says excellent connection, so. Oh, so, kind of a funny story that I didn't realize. So, last stream, I got into a bit of a heated, rant by myself saying, how people turn out the way they do because if you're gonna treat someone like they're gonna turn out to be a bad person, guess what's gonna happen? They're probably gonna turn out to be a bad person. Or at the very least, they're gonna turn out to be bitter. And yes, I got heated, so yes, I was cussing. Well, my mom came home and like, what were you ranting about on stream? I was like, why? She's like, because I don't know what you were yelling about, but in the middle of class, I was listening to your live stream, and then I just hear, goddamn bullshit! Like, oh. You were playing my live stream at school? Yeah, thankfully I turned it down before some students heard. It's like, what were you doing with my live stream going on at school? You're a teacher! It was funny. Like, yeah, I don't know why it was so loud. Usually I have to turn your stream way up just to hear you. Oh, great, yeah. We were both laughing about it, though. It was funny. Oh, that's not bad. Yep. What is wrong? That's not what I meant to do. Fix that. Pixel problem. Fixed. Why does it keep saying my bitrate is so high? It wasn't like that before. Eh. Can't go into my settings right now. I mean, I could, but it caused too many problems. I did that on the same layer. That's on the wrong layer as well. Hallelujah, holy shit. Alright. There we go. Her head's turned downward, it would actually be a little different. Alright. That's no bueno. Right up. Ugh. $25K. Jeez. Alright, where's my settings? I can't change the bitrate while I'm streaming. 25,000 bitrate when the default is 65 is low as hell. I see why people don't stream on YouTube. Ridiculous. Ah! Man, I really wish that song wasn't copywritten. That, and I play it all the time. That's such a bop. Hello. Hello, Sinessa. If the stream is flickering, let me know. I can't really fix it right now, but I would just like to know if it's on everyone's end and not just on my end, so much appreciate. Welcome to the stream. Not me. Ooh, that hair is too long. An Anthro OC. This is my persona. Yeah, an Anthro OC / persona. next to my official Sona, because I am adding myself to ArtFight. And rather than just making 2 separate profiles for essentially the same characters, but one being human and one being a rabbit, might as well just combine them so people can choose which one they want to draw. Because I get it, humans are hard. And some people just don't want to draw furries for whatever reason. The fur phobes. The jacket is... That's definitely not it. Jeez. What? Did I not draw her second arm? Huh. 5 fingers be gone. Only 4 in this house. Now, I used to struggle with hands all the time, but then I saw this one artist called Twisted Disaster, and they drew with only 4 fingers, and I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Let me try that. And then I've just never gone back. Never going back. No, that one. Yeah, actually, that'd be a little... There. In her furry ref, the jacket's a lot shorter than it is on my normal, my main Sona. Because bunnies deserve crop tops. Crop jackets. And I also figure if I ever get a suit of her made, I definitely want to have smaller clothing. But then again, if I also tried to get a suit of Rune Rabbit, it would only be a partial. Because I think what I would do is, hang on, let me show you guys. Here we go. This is her main. I'd bring the clothes version So what I would do is just wear these normal clothes. I'd probably have custom-made shoes so that they look digigrade, and maybe have some padding in the pants. Or maybe just wear the shoes to make my thighs look digigrade, because that's how because you can fake a digigrade leg with just shoes. And then I would maybe have a mask, ears, and then for the rest of the body, it'd be like some sort of, what am I looking for? What's the phrase I'm thinking of? Nylon. That's what, it'd be nylon to give me the darker brown. It'd look less like skin, but still lighter. And it would just be on the arms and hands, and it'd be like in the chest area. I'd wear a choker. I'd have my real hair out, and maybe like a headband for the ears. So it would technically be poodling or partial, but fuck you. Fursuits are hot and expensive. Hear what Anthrocon is trying to pull with their parade stuff? That is some bullshit. I heard about it on Four Leaf Island. They were live streaming the other day. Heard about what Anthrocon is trying to pull, saying like no partials allowed, only full. No, like no poodling allowed at the con, especially in the parade. No handlers allowed in the parade. Only full fursuits in the summer heat of Philadelphia. You got me fucked up if you think anyone is going to actually willingly think that's a good idea. People are gonna pass out. If you're you're essentially wearing a giant carpet. Now, they're saying, pulling it under the guise of trying to preserve, like, not wanting to ruin the magic. Like, you know what would also ruin the magic? Your fursuiters passing out of heat exhaustion because their handlers weren't there to hold their water bottles, you know? Or them tripping over things because it's impossible to see in those suits half the time. If, you know, depending on who makes them. I really like it when fursuit makers are suitors themselves, because they can, like, yeah, you cannot see out of this shit. And I could just wear regular pants. My thighs would probably be that big. And then just wear the special shoes that make me look digigrade. My persona wears, you know, the Converse sneakers. But I mean, if I wanted to have, instead of doing shoes that like make it look like more for like actually a furry, she does have, you know, she could be barefoot and have just the bunny feet out, but get really dirty really fast because rabbits don't have paw pads. And I'd be slipping all over the place, so it'd just be straight fur, and it'd get matted and dirty and gross really fast. It'd be a lot of maintenance. That, and I also do not have the cash for a fursuit, so hell nah. The most I'd probably get are like ears. But all the rabbit ears that you can get are either lop ears or just not like big enough. In order to get the big ears that have good enough structure to stay upright and still flop a little bit, would be connected to a full head. And, you know, that would get hot so fast. And with my brand of autism, I cannot have any sort of visual impairment or I'll feel trapped. I forgot her tail. Would have made one. Cardboard. Cut myself both scissors. Oh my! But when I use the sharp ones perfectly safe. Yep, that's kind of how it works. I have a terrible time with scissors. Because I'm left-handed, so none of the scissors actually fit in my hands. And they just hurt me all the time. So I would have rather been cut, because it would the plastic would just dig into my fingers, so I couldn't, like, get a good grip on them to squeeze and cut. So I just hate using scissors. Even if I have left-handed scissors, I hate using them. Oh, that's what that layer was for. Wonderful. Oh well. Okay, hang on. I can copy paste. Excuse you. Thank you. And then on this layer, add the out. Do I need both? No, I just... Yeah. A lot, so after I wash our hands, it's still sticky. Yeah, it depends on the type of glue. If you use an Elmer's glue, then that stuff peels off really nice. But yeah, I know what you mean. That residue. It's kind of weird being a furry and being broke as hell, because, you know, the stereotype of furries being the richest people on the internet because of all the, you know, because they can afford the fursuits, because they do the commission art, you know, and all that shit. It was really weird being one of the few furries that's actually broke as a joke, but at the same time, it's like, you know what, let's break some stereotypes. Let's be broke as shit. We are stupid and contagious to be broke and famous. The clothes are the same colors, except the shoes. Those are distinctly different. So I think I'll do the clothes layer real... Hold up. The pants are also different colors. I think... Oh my, now I'm second guessing myself. There. Yeah, I told you that was gonna be an issue. Gloves and jacket are the same color. Ah! Alright, since she's facing that way, so that means this should be pink. This and this over here will be pink. There, just to break up that area. Can't forget the choker. Because what's a goth bunny without a choker? Even though I'm not goth in the slightest, I'm grunge. Now we're gonna do the pin mark. See from that angle. There we go. Ears and tail. Buckle. Have it on the tail? No, no sparkles on the tail. A little bit. There we go. I was looking too light. The opacity was all the way down. Goofy, For the ear, okay, we got purple tips here and then brown in the back. Okay. I'm gonna save and then have a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Uno momento. Hello! Alright, back from the borderline of death. This is your first ever art fight. Well, good luck to you, Galaxy Whisperer. I hope you have a good time. I hope nothing bad happens this year. Be warned, day one, the site may just crash. So, have all your affairs in order at least 2 weeks before ArtFight begins on July 1st. Because it just might crash. It's unavoidable. Happens every year. and green. Oh, and white again for teeth. Pretty light purple. Oh. And it looks a little bit wonky, but I don't care. Oh my god, the gloves and the jacket are the same color on both. Damn it! What about the pants? Are the pants the same? Okay, the pants are the same color. I'm guessing. The only thing, the only thing that's different is the length of the jacket and the shoes. It's funny, I've only been doing ArtFight. This will be my 4th year doing ArtFight, and it feels like I've been doing it forever. But then again, 4 years is a long time to be doing anything. This would be my... I'd have a master's degree in ArtFight. Put it in perspective. Okay, I'm gonna... And blur. Lightly. Hello, waffles. The CD. Oh no, I got disconnected. Posted. Button got stuck because the hard drive didn't connect. I love technology. Oh man. Oh man. What is the point of the CD reader in modern computers? Like, you can't watch movies because the media player is like, you have to buy a subscription to watch movies. Fuck you. I know most laptops don't even have CD readers. I'm like, how are you supposed to burn music if your computer doesn't have a CD reader? Well, then that's kind of an obsolete thing to do now. It's like, oh, horrific. My favorite pastime as a kid is now obsolete, considered outmoded. Wonderful. Love modern technology. I miss Windows 7. I know I'm gonna need a new and better computer for my work in like in a year or two. I probably could use one now. But I don't want Windows 11. I don't want Windows 11, and yet it feels like it's unavoidable. Like you can't get a new computer without having Windows 11 on it, or, you know, it being an Apple. And I'll be fucked before I have to buy an Apple product. I won't tell anyone I won the lottery, but there will be signs I have an Apple product. Yeah, I don't care if you can get, CD drive is just way cooler. Exactly. Like, physical copies of DVDs. I prefer the physical copy of the DVD, because the DVD not only has subtitles, scene selection, it also has special features, behind the scenes, extended editions, audio commentary, the blooper reel. Why the fuck doesn't Disney release the extended editions of the movies that are, like... You go on Disney Plus and you look up a movie and you're like, okay, I'd like to watch this movie, but I want the extended edition. It should be right there. And in the extras, you just like, here's some bloopers, here's some behind the scenes. Can I have the audio commentary, please? Nope. None of that. Like, oh. Have to get the DVD for that. And then pretty soon they'll stop making DVDs, and the art of the blooper reel will be lost with it. I am so livid. Like, last Friday, we watched my favorite movie of all time, which is the extended edition of James Cameron's Aliens, the second one. The James Cameron one, the second one. Because every time it's like, oh yeah, I love Aliens, they're like, the first one? It's like, no, Aliens, the second one. The first one was just Alien, because there was only one. Pay attention. Anyway. In the extended edition, the director's cut, that's my favorite version of that movie. I think it's the best movie ever. But if streaming companies are going to, like, keep going the way they're going, director's cuts are gonna be a thing of the past. Which is sad, because the director's cut is often, you know, more fulfilling. It just gives more. Very rarely have I ever watched an extended edition and be like, oh, well, that wasn't as good as the theatrical release. Never in my life. Even on somewhat shitty movies, like Alien vs. Predator. The Alien vs. Predator director's cut, while the Alien vs. Predator film isn't as, shall we say, great as all the other Aliens and Predator films, the extended edition did offer more character moments, it offered more backstory, it offered just more establishing shots, there were better scenes, like, there were some like, deleted scenes, so I'm like, oh, come on, why'd they delete that? That was really funny. But it was, like, to show, like, the Predator's point of view and how the whole thing worked and whatnot. So, like, if streaming companies are not going to release the option of having the director's cut or the audio commentary, they should just go back to the Stone Age, because what the fuck's the point of just watching the movie when I can get the DVD and have more for my money? Like, I'm getting a better deal with the DVD than a streaming service. Sure, with a streaming service, I have all the movies at my fingertips, but if I just get the DVD, I have more of that movie. because then I get, you know, I can change audio, which you can do on streaming websites. You know, at least they have the audio and the subtitles, but there's no commentary. There's no behind the scenes. Behind the scenes is why I watch movies half the time, just so I can watch behind the scenes, how it was made, the bloopers. Oh my god, the bloopers are so funny. The deleted scenes. That's why I like movies. The process of making a movie. Streaming just kind of erases that whole concept. It's just the final product. That it's only one version of the final product. With streaming, you'd think they would give the director's cut because it's streaming. It's not the theatrical release because streaming is not the theater. If I want the theatrical release, I'd go to the theater. But no, this is the comfort of my own home where I can sit for 3 hours and have popcorn and whatnot and, you know, just enjoy a movie. 3 hours in a theater? That was a bit much. 3 hours watching a movie at home? Fine. So I prefer physical copies. Yeah, Windows 11's terrible. I want to see everything. Yeah, I couldn't. Yep. We still have a record player. It's a good piece of machinery. Because that's the thing that removes artists from AI. Artists have a process. That is really what makes us unique. Not just style, not just, you know, the personality behind it and the reasoning for the art, which is a huge contributing factor. I don't think AI could come up with this beauty and grace. Light. Up. Whoops. But artists have a process, and a process cannot be imitated. Oops, that's supposed to be white. No. Oops. Erase that. I don't know how true this is, but I heard when the next Avatar movie comes out, James Cameron has said that they're going to add a scene, not a scene, where it's, but like the opener is going to be no generative AI was used or ever will be used in the making of this film. And I'm like, say what you will about James Cameron, but I highly appreciate that. Good on him. I hate that that's a thing that needs to be said, but I'm glad that he's doing that. Like, come on. Like, don't want the background to be too complicated, because then we'll, I have to size down a lot of the pixels. But if I... Whoops. There we go. Oh, that's cool. And the rest is gonna be, writing. I want to have my flags here. Like, this one's gonna be Ace. This one's gonna be the ADHD flag. But for rule of 3, I want another flag here. But what is it? Like, I could put the American flag there. Because I'm American. I could put Washington's state flag there. But most of these are pride flags. These two are pride flags, so I kind of want them all to be pride flags. I do have another flag I could add there, but it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? The internet doesn't need to know everything about me. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? How long do I want to stream for? It's only been an hour. It's almost 2 hours. Oh yeah, I can keep going. I do have this to finish and another sketch I can do. It's pretty simple sketch, so I think I'll just do that. I'll figure out the flags later, though. Hey, back rooms. Hasn't it? Yeah, an hour and 47 minutes, yeah. It's not an inside joke or anything. It's just I tried to look up what the average height for an American woman is. The average height for an American woman is 5'3". I did not know that. I thought it was 5'6". It's gone down over the years. Holy shit. So now, currently, the average height for an American woman is 5'3", so technically I'm above average, but the average height for a Russian woman is 5'5", so I thought, you know what? Might as well make that joke, because I thought it was funny. Make that just put it closer. A little. I'm gonna make these numbers bigger. No, not maybe not that big. There we go. At least I think I'm 5'5". I don't know. The last time I measured myself, I was 5'5". I put rain in the background. I don't have any rain ambiance, sorry. I do have a White Bat Audio's Endless Night playing in the background though. I like that song. Phone's here, earbuds. And looking all over. Area, yay. I remember CD players. Using those on the bus. Now I use an MP3 player. I'm gonna write this straight and then I'll tilt it because I can't write tilted to save my life. Be Columbia Basin did grab it. Which is the exact species of my fursona. A little bit of history. My area has not exactly where I live, but in the general area, we have one of the rarest rabbit species in the world called the Columbia Basin pygmy rabbit. If you look up pictures of it, they'll say they have iridescent ears. Completely false, they do not. That was just a picture taken from a very specific reserve that marked the rabbits with iridescent paint in the ears. They don't actually have that. But they are small. And fast. I got to hold one. Don't worry, I wasn't breaking any laws. I was working for an official, doing some volunteer work for this conservation group that was just, adding and taking blood samples. That off? Okay. Warning. I had to make that a little bigger. Move RAR XD. And I'll use a bigger font for art. For this, I used, I think 13 or 15. So I'll rewrite over that. I didn't used to say RAR unironically, but I do say I would do uwu, XDs, less than 3. I called it V3 for the longest time because I knew this was the less than symbol, but I just said V3 because I thought less than 3 was a little bit weird, even though I know it's supposed to be a heart. I can at least add 2 of those flags until I figure out what the third one's gonna be. Refs, logs, ace, open, ADHD, proper, earth, proper, earth. Code. Control T. Good luck. Thank you, Waffles. Good luck with the computer. Get you anything, buddy. But is that a drug dealer on speed down? Out in the front. Save. Am I gonna keep the font black? Or should I add a... Ooh, I should make it purple. Why argue over blue and pink when it could be purple? Merryweather. I think that's how you spell feisty. I'll have to ask my mom when you get. Oh. But it's not a drug dealer. Down. Hey, hey, I wanna be a rock star. Oh, wait. Which accept is that? Accept. Yeah, accept, EX as an excluding, accept, A-C, as in... Not that one. Oh, when it's crooked. Hallelujah. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Why did it switch to eraser mode? Come on, switch back. There we go. Thank you. I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Until I figure out what the next flag is. And then I'll maybe add some white here and there for some glowing effects. Oh, I'm gonna keep that. In the meantime, we'll be working on this gal. Hang on, let me get her ref sheet out. Characters, both Lightyear, Piper. Now the dogs are barking. Yeah, go out. If you're gonna bark, go on, go. By the sound she's making, I think someone's here. Probably my mom. Last day of school and all. Yep, just heard that door. But is that a drug dealer on speed dial? I should have just... It doesn't show up on that side of her head because hair. It'll be a cold day in hell indeed for the day any of my characters are symmetrical. Gonna do her armor on a separate layer because I feel like compared to the anatomy that goes on with Buzz Lightyear Star Command, they got like their anatomy's kind of all over the place, especially the Tangeans, which admittedly the only real Tangean we know the whole time is Mira Nova. And they got kind of like long necks, spindly limbs, and I don't do that sheet. But what I am gonna do is try to be as faithful as possible without sacrificing too much. Arbitrary buttons that don't actually do anything. You think Zurg is behind every cat up a tree? The fiend. Why can't he leave the kitty cats out of his nefarious schemes? God, I love that show so much. If you haven't seen the show Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, you're missing out. But unfortunately, and nobody, you didn't hear it from me, but the only way you can watch Buzz Lightyear of Star Command is, shall we say, not through official channels, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not sure how, I honestly don't remember how Buzz Lightyear Star Command does cybernetics. Most of it's like claw hands and whatnot. Kind of spitballing here. Did you have me? Did you think I was find out about you? I've heard the story of her. Gee, it's well to finally meet her other. But I heard the story. Don't really like how. Gee, it's well to finally be other friend. That is Kuiper Zosma's theme song. Due to her backstory. It's not exactly her backstory, but, you know, I thought it was fun. It's the closest thing she'll get to a theme song. It's too unique. Hello. Flashbanged myself. There and there. Oh. Oops. Got a little bit of a tangent. No. Not the tangents. No. We can breathe now. Tangent averted. There. Ah. I love being over dramatic about tangents because honestly they don't bother me, but I do know it's a thing in art where you don't have intersecting lines that don't overlap, you know, connect. I just think it's funny. Wait a diddly darn minute. How is it so damn hard to draw a stylized Z? Forgive me, Emperor Zurg. I mean no disrespect, but your logo is shit to draw. Like, what the f- Maybe I didn't give myself enough room? More like a 2 than a Z. Yeah, I'm live. Live? Yeah?
X.
Phone.
Period. Hot process. Right, yeah, gotta remember.
Well, that'll just have to do. I'm making just slightly lighter. And I don't really have a color picked out for her cybernetics. Now let me find her. I do have another rep sheet where they are peeking out. Here. Her, on her slippers. Oh, you know what? Actually, the inside of her uniform would actually be white because it's originally a Star Command suit that she stole. She didn't steal it. Actually, she just took it with her. When she left the academy, they stole her time and the opportunity to be a space ranger, so she took the suit because she felt she deserved it. Lore. And I can imagine an episode where she's running around with the suit and have like a Sonic X moment. We're like, wow, what's Mira doing? And then Mira gets framed for something that Kuiper's doing, and it's like, it's not me, I'm innocent. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, Mira, but it looks like you, and it's a ranger suit. Dude, it's a Tangian. And then Mira has to prove her innocence, and turns out it's an evil agent of the evil Emperor Zurg. That scar goes way too high up on her face. I can just imagine, you know, silly hijinks like that. She's not the evil twin. Okay, we're not going that route. Although that would be kind of funny now that I say it out loud, but they're not twins. They're not siblings, even though they did in their past have a sibling-like relationship. Wait. There we go. You know what's funny? That the Star Command, the cartoon Zurg, had a lot more presence and villainy than the Lightyear Zurg. That Lightyear Zurg was not evil at all. He wasn't even Zurg, if you ask me. Not my Zurg. Now, sure, the cartoon Zurg is goofy AF. He's mad goofy. But he's still got some, like... If he had said those lines in, like, live action, people would take him seriously, but since it's a cartoon, people think it's a joke. Like, there's literally a scene in the movie where Zurg is laughing in Buzz's face about mourning the supposed death of his friend that he orchestrated and turns out was a betrayal. Was like a setup. It was a betrayal. That is dark. But it's framed as a comedic moment, and I'm laughing along with him. Like, he was not only a great ranger, but a great friend. What a hoot! If only you knew! I miss him very much. Oh, one more time! I miss him very much. Miss him now! Like, oh my god. Any other context, that would be dark. But no, it's a cartoon, so no one takes him seriously. It's like, come on. Oh, that's rich. Please, tell me you got that. Excellent. Add it to my collection. It's just too funny. Besides, Mr. Melodrama, I'm not going to kill you. No, I have a much more delicious plan. I'm going to take the galaxy's greatest hero and turn him into me. It's dark. Now, just hold your horses. There's a plan to all this. A plan. Assure you of the plan. I think my favorite Zerd quote in the movie, aside from every other line he says, is, "You're telling me my plan. I already know the plan. I made up the plan. It's my plan. What I don't know is how close you are to accomplishing my plan." It's like, you know what? Relatable. But you're telling me my plan. Kind of an outdoor voice there. Fire Zergatronic Mega Ray! Firing Zergarific Ray! Zergatronic, you lapwit! That's not bad, though. Let's file it for future use. I will destroy your petty star command, but first I will destroy you. Well, not personally. Come on. I mean, if Buzz Lightyear is supposed to be the galaxy's greatest hero, Zerd certainly is the galaxy's greatest villain, because, oh my, such drama. He even called Buzz melodramatic, the movie. And by the movie, I mean the Buzz Lightyear Star Command, The Adventure Begins movie. Whoops. Yeah, I'm gonna put the color everywhere. I'm gonna do it. Except on the eyes, I like those to pop out just a little bit. The thing that actually takes me the longest with art, it isn't really the sketch phase, it's not the line art, it's not any of that. It's, oops. The damn rendering that I always get hung up on. Because of course, why wouldn't I add a little extra pizzazz to my drawings? just to show you all that I'm not crazy. Boom. We'll turn it down to like 60. There we go. Look at that. And then we add a yellow. Bit of red. Go. And the background is probably just going to be. Whoops. Oi. It that happens. That's like tab out of the there's this thing in Windows 10 where if you just even slightly hover over a bit in the taskbar, then it just automatically pops up and you gotta like move your cursor away, but it takes up my whole screen, so it's hard to move my cursor away. Anyway, for the background, I think it's going to be this red. And to accomplish it, I'm gonna do this, that, add layer, clipping mask, red, maybe with a gold gradient. Try that. Okay, I like that. Castle, I like it. Can I blur it? Because I kind of like that shadow. But I'm not sure. Ah, that's gonna bug me. Oh well. It'll save transparently, so that means it'll be like black, right? And on some websites it'll be white, which is irritating to me. What went boom? Oh, I think a truck went by. My dog is barking. But what's the transparency on ArtFight? What's the default transparency? Is it white? Because if it is, I'm gonna kill myself. No, I'm not actually gonna do that. Oh my god! Gosh! What happened? Okay, we're still here. Jesus Christ. Hello again. I'm trying to remember what the default transparency settings are on ArtFight. Because if they're white, I'm gonna have to do something about it. But if they're not, then this is fine. I can save it as a transparent background. I will hit save, though. Save. love her slippers. Her Zerd slippers. I don't know why. I love them. I want some. Even though I don't wear slippers. I think it's funny. That is gonna bug me. Alright, hang on. We need to have a bit of an intervention. Edit. Canvas size. Height. 5. That's a bit much. However, it'll just give me enough room to fix this because I don't know. That's gonna bug me. Thank you. This is a Buzz Lightyear of Star Command OC. I don't draw her nearly as often as I should. There. Much better. I changed the font. Hi, Isa. Welcome to the stream. I think that lettering? No, I'll change the lettering. I think I'll use text instead. Stand by. Do black for now until I figure out what it... There. We don't. Again, I'm not sure about the straight black. I guess if I make it that. Oh, you bitch. There. Jeez. It's so finicky. My computer's not overheating, but I certainly am. Alright, now we can trim just a little bit. There we go. Now it's not going to be oddly cut off at a weird angle. That's going to piss me off. 20 fresh meat still stuck in the head. I had just gotten rid of it and then you mentioned it. Thanks. Ain't nothing like a funky beat. I actually was thinking a lot about the movie for Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, which was really funny. Is it feisty? Or is that fiesta? Fiesta. Yeah, a streamer that I really like to watch named Pezzy. He was playing Lethal League Blaze with a friend of his a long time ago, and he was talking about how he was bummed out that he had to mute the game, like the music audio basically, because it was copywritten, and he didn't want his whole stream to be muted, even though it was a bop. So he just said, "Hey, go look it up for yourself to listen to it if you want to hear it." And then I did. I was like, "Oh no, oh no, this is gonna be an earworm." I'll be right back real quick. Hang on, I gotta. Never mind. Okay, I'll just Google it myself. How do you spell feisty? I'm pretty sure I spelt it wrong because I always do. Yep. God, I love English. Can you tell I'm a native English speaker? Speaker? Did you hear that? What the? Speaker. You probably couldn't tell with the way I always fuck up the spelling. It's Feist. Feisty, not feist. The other way would be fiesta, even though the I should make an or an I sound instead of an sound, which is for the E. Now that S is too close to that T. This is why in my comic I switched to just using the text tool instead of writing the text by hand. Because I would do this for hours. There we go. I'm not sure where I would put it on her profile, but I've just decided that Rune Rabbit does not like to be called Bunny. I'll probably add it on her. I'll add it on her toy house, and somewhere on her ArtFight, like on her extra notes, I'll say hates being called Bunny. You didn't say Rabbit Rune or Rune Rabbit. It doesn't matter. Either way. But yeah, just don't call her Bunny. He'll eat you. And I think that's gonna be it for this week. not this week, wow. Today's stream, because I can feel my computer starting to malfunction, probably because of this damn heat, and I need lunch, so. That'll be a wrap on this week. For the rest of this month, basically, it's gonna be just a bunch of ArtFight prep stuff. I haven't decided if I'm gonna add a bunch of new characters to ArtFight, because I really want to add my other Doom's Children guys there. So if someone wanted to make like a mass attack, they could draw a group photo of them all together. Be really, I think it'd be really cute. But I already have a lot of other OCs that are up there, and the more OCs you have in your ArtFight, the more likely those are gonna get attacked, and then the more revenges and defenses you're gonna have to put up, and that's just the whole thing. I think I'll slowly get to it. I'll get to it, like, every year I'll add, like, maybe... I added, like, 5 new characters this year, but we'll see if I can keep up with it. There's still a lot of characters on my toy house that's been there since day 1, and they still haven't been attacked. It's unfortunate. Anyway. So that'll be the future, but in the meantime, be sure to like, comment if you wish, and subscribe to stay tuned. Something about a Ko-fi link and a comic link. And if you want to see my ArtFight, it is also linked in the description. And we will meet again in the stars. Space out!